Good day. You are welcome to our Webstack portfolio project pitch presentation. So my name is Oluwaseyi Idowu. I am a member, part of a member of the team of 4 in our team for the Webstack portfolio project. So I'll be handling the presentation for the team. So this is our slide. I will be using the slide, and then so here on our first slide we have the name of our app, and that is Quizbase. So the first thing we do is to check out the domain name if it's available. So we are looking at making this a full-fledged web application such that we can release it to the individual or to the public to use, and then probably monetize it later on. But we are really looking at building something that will be useful for as many as possible. So Quizbase, and then these are tagline. The down here it said testing your ability for progress. So testing your ability for progress. So we make sure that the name of our app goes in line with what it will be doing, and then so to be offering quiz. Let me just move to the next slide so that we can look at that. So this is the next slide, the list of the team member. So for this project, we are team of 4, and then we are all a co-team member. And then so with my name as the first on the list there, that's Oluwaseyi Idowu, that's my own name. And then the 3 other persons in the team, we have Olubunmi Ogunjemiyo, we have Terence Onyeweke, and we have Daniel Successful. So the 4 of us are the one that will be handling this project. So among us, we have both front end and we have back end guys too. So I'm moving to the next slide. And then this is the project description. So Quizbase is a proposed web app or platform where different learning institutions can test their respective students. So that is the idea about Quizbase. So it's a platform where an institution or an instructor can test the student with quiz. So the platform gives room for a trainer or an instructor to upload questions and also give access to the student to get tested on a specific field or course of study. Few features on this platform will be an access to an instructor for question upload, then reception of student scores, then access by student to take quizzes, and a real-time scoring. Then later on, we plan to also include learning materials and solution to questions for students. So this is the idea about this project. So it's a platform where a student in whatever field can come up and then take quizzes as provided by an instructor or the person handling the study. So that is the much about the project, the Quizbase app that we are working on. Then for the learning objective, the learning objective is mainly to enable us to learn more and implement those things that we have learned in our software engineering program, especially from the foundation down to this specialization. So we'll be implementing those things that we have learned. So we are also looking at taking on complex things as far as building a web app is concerned, as with regards to our different stack. So I move to the next slide. And then for the technologies used, will be for the front end. So we try to separate that. You have the front end and the back end. For the front end, we'll be using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But with this later on, we know in order to make the UI, the user experience, to be very great, we might still have to include some framework along the line. But mainly we'll be working with, for the front end, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And we on that we already have a landing page, though we've not hosted it yet, but we already have a landing page on GitHub that we all have worked on. So for the backend technology, we'll be using Python mainly for the backend, and then I will be using Django, and then the Django RESTful API. So that's what we'll be using for the backend. We are using Django, Python, Django. And then for the database, we are looking at using PostgreSQL. So that's what we'll be using. So I move to the next slide. And then the challenges we have identified so far, we've seen some in while we are discussing about the project, while we are uh, you know uh, on our dashboard looking at it together. We see that some of the challenges that we might have might be how to authenticate multiple users on the platform, then also how to dynamically present the quiz to the user. So these two are major things that we are looking at that might have to be some challenges, and those are the challenges that we have identified. So for the solution, for multiple user authentication, so we'll be implementing the abstract user model. That's as far as the backend is concerned, as using Django. So we'll be implementing the abstract user model of Django, and then to enable us to create and modify and have multiple users. Then for the front end, in presenting the quiz to the user, so we'll be dynamically presenting a quiz to the user. So we'll be able to achieve this functionality, using some uh, framework and some logic, as far as rendering data from the backend is concerned, consuming the API and some other things. Next slide. So for the milestone and then the schedule of work. So for that, we've started the project, some weeks back, and then that's when we have run the slide, but we are just doing the video now. So we'll be so the project pitch, which is what we are submitting. We are submitting now. Then that's starting in June, and then we've been working on that, the slide and every other thing, and also the landing page, and then the backend people are also working on database and others. So for then also we are looking at working on the MVP before the end of this month, and then also we'll move to the API integration. So when the API work on the when the backend work on the API, and then we'll be implementing that, and then the last part will be to user testing and then submission of the project. So I move to the next slide. So for furthermore schedule of work, we'll be creating. So this is just the pattern that we have think about. So we'll be creating the front end designs, and then next thing will be to implement the backend functionalities and logic for the project. And then the last part will be the database structure and design. So that is part of what those things that we have penned down as per the schedule of work. So that is it for the project. This the presentation, and then we would love to first thing, we'd like to thank you for your time, and then we would love to get as much feedback as possible as far as this project is concerned. So we are looking at the domain name quizbase.com. So we hope to get that, to buy the domain name soon, so that we can have something that goes smoothly with our project. And then in the meantime, we can be reached on the email quizbase@gmail.com. So thank you very much once again. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.